Mara stock is about to report earnings. It is currently July 31st, almost midnight, and they're going to report earnings August 1st, which is tomorrow after market close. Hello everyone, welcome back to another chart planning video. This one's going to be a little bit different because I'm really trying to put some information out there that may help you guys that are trying to understand the charts before earnings, especially since we know for the last 3 quarters Mara has reported very nice earnings that have been climbing over and over again. And there's also the uncertainty that is caused by growing expenses as they're growing their operating facilities, as well as Bitcoin price consolidating and staying below $70,000 for quite a bit, and constantly fluctuating under that price as well, just like we are currently today. So I'm going to jump into Seeking Alpha so you guys can just see what the actual earnings looks like and what the expectations are on Wall Street. And then we're going to jump into a little bit of Mara and Bitcoin charts so we can better understand what is going on. Now, before we do get started, everything I say in this video is just my own personal opinion. It is not financial advice. The goal and the reason I am making this video and every other video that I will be making in the future, just like in the past, is simply to document my own personal opinion and my own approach towards these assets. I would like one day in the future to look back at this and see, how I used to handle my trades, as we all plan to, of course, improve and change our systems over time. So, Marathon Digital Holdings Incorporation, we have here, right down here. So, we've had nice, for those of you that are, not familiar with what this actually is, it's quite simply, of course, the charts, where the blue is the actual earnings that is reported. Consensus is simply just what Wall Street believes that the stock or the earnings will be. And then, of course, this is just a little trend line to go with it. For the last 3 earnings, from Q2 2023, we had negative results, both on consensus and actual. And then we've had negative results or negative expectations for Q3 2023. Instead, we were actually up nicely, and then we just kept on pushing higher after that. This is Q1 2024, and we all know Bitcoin has been going up very, very nicely since early 2023. And of course, due to recent consolidation, of course, I'm going to jump into that with you guys a little bit, and due to growing expenses. Also, if you look at, for those of you that I'm actually going to share something with you guys here. I just got to find it real quick. Excuse me for not being completely prepared. I do apologize. But yeah, there was actually a Seeking Alpha article, and I'm just going to read the title out to you guys. Marathon posts more than 50% decrease in May Bitcoin production after April halving. And then, of course, due to growing expenses and, of course, Bitcoin constantly trending below all-time highs for quite some time, I anticipate that, we're definitely, I'm going to be extremely surprised if consensus is correct and we're actually seeing negative earnings on this stock. I strongly believe that's not going to happen, but we will see very soon, definitely within the next less than 24 hours, we'll find out. I do believe it's going to be positive, although I do believe it's going to be below last report. So Q1 of 2024 was nicely well above consensus. This one is also going to be well above it because, of course, I'm expecting it to be in the positive, but we will see what really happens. It's just, Mara has a, the price of Bitcoin needs to be, if I'm correct, and you guys can research and correct me if I'm wrong, but the price of Bitcoin needs to be somewhere in the $40,000 for Bitcoin to make profit on everything they mine. Of course, when it comes to current expenses that they've been having, I haven't been keeping up with that, so I'm not sure how much they actually spent on growing their business, growing operating, what their operating expenses are, and of course, improvements. But I do know that they're definitely making profit on their Bitcoin. Actually, I'm going to jump into Bitcoin before we actually break down Mara, because this is going to highly affect the price. So ever since market closed today, again, July 31st, ever since then we started seeing the price of Bitcoin decline. There was a Fed meeting today, and if you guys keep up with that, you will know. And it's okay if you don't keep up with it. There's a lot of, you know, um, news articles and YouTubers that like to talk about this, which is completely fine. So if you are not aware, simply interest rates are kept flat. The head of the Federal Reserve, Jerome Powell, decided to keep rates even, and he wants to see inflation continue to lower before he wants to cut rates. Although he did say he is looking to September as a potential first cut. So that's really nice. He's looking to start cutting. He just wants to wait a little bit longer, which is actually really cool because it falls in line with after Bitcoin having like usually 6 months after, um, like six, yeah, like roughly six. I think it's between like 4 and 9, but yeah, like 6 months after is when we start seeing really the scarcity effect kick in, and we start seeing prices appreciate a little bit more. And of course, that kind of falls in line with Q4, the start of Q4, where rates are expected to be cut. So it's a perfect coincidence that all this is aligning together. Now, of course, with Bitcoin today trending lower after market close and retesting this low down here, and of course, if you guys watched my last video, you know that I was saying that we could potentially see the second wave down here, the swing low get broken, which will then change what the structure looks like. Of course, we do not have a break of structure yet. We actually have somewhat like a perfect retest of support down here in this gray line, like a perfect retest in my opinion. But of course, prices did trend lower, and if I'm correct, actually, I'll just look it up on Google. Um, oh, there we go. Yeah, Mara is actually, and to my surprise, positive aftermarket. But of course, we're going to see what happens tomorrow, market open, and I'm going to give you guys what my expectations is going to be with that. Of course, when we jump into tomorrow chart. But yeah, we did see the prices trend lower, so this could potentially bring a little bit more downside tomorrow. But understanding Bitcoin, again, super simple. I'm not going to go over the big picture. You guys can see that on my previous videos, what the wave structure looks like on the bigger picture. But on this smaller time frame right here, this is all of July, starting from back here. So ever since this dip, which again happened after market close, we understand that we are at a current support line. We could potentially hold. I'm going to go ahead and remove this, and we can bring this lower. And what this means is that I am at my more extreme support area that I created on last video. This is my uh, my support backup area, where if we did break below the short-term support, this will be the next major support. This will be the next. This red line is the next major report, and that's where I'm right now. I do not anticipate prices to fall below this. That will be absolutely insane to start seeing prices fall below this, although anything can happen. But at this point, we are very much far into the year after the halving event. We had a nice bottom here, and we started moving higher. If you guys do like to retrace from more extreme areas, as you can see, our current um, major support for this overall structure right here, the smaller structure, does fall in line with the larger swing support that I drew out here for you guys, so you can better understand that if you are interested. But if we start seeing prices rise up from here, I want to see this green area, which I will extend. I want to see this green area get hit, start seeing some consolidation there, which then will build further bullish momentum to then start making our way higher. But regardless, as you can see, I have two little trailing lines right here that indicate my expectations that Bitcoin is going to kind of like hug these lines and kind of like start working their way up. So we can see prices fall below it, high, below, as we start working our way higher into new all-time high territory. But keep in mind this right here. Keep in mind this support area. We did fall lower. We're right here, and then what this looks like because we are jumping in tomorrow. So keep that in mind. What we just looked at, because it's going to affect this very, very much likely. So I don't have a crystal ball. I don't have a crystal ball. There, I said it. I don't have a crystal ball, as no one does really. But um, if prices stay low on Bitcoin as we approach earnings, I'm going to give you guys two possibilities, and of course, I am going to tell you what my trading plan is for this short term. I'm going to be doing a very short term trade. I'm going to tell you guys what my two plans are depending on what happens. So, since since Bitcoin kept falling down, this is my extreme support area. This is like if like they report terrible earnings, like we're talking negative, we're talking just like, oh my goodness, they just ran out of gas in the middle of nowhere kind of thing, you know. Like this is my extreme case where if we see consensus being accurate, we can see this thing really, you know, something different is happening here. Although, excuse me, we do know, if you guys were keeping up with Mara news, you know that they bought 100, if I'm correct, $100 million worth of Bitcoin, or was it? Actually, you know what? Let me see. Let me see. Now I'm curious and it's on my mind, so I want to make sure. Yeah, they buy 100 according to CoinDesk. They buy 100, and you guys can look this up yourself. But $100 million worth of BTC that they added to their balance sheet, which makes me believe that they're not going to have negative earnings. I feel like they're doing really well, and they're starting to reiterate the HODL system that they have, that they enjoy. So that's very nice, but that's not bullish enough to like overwhelm what I'm gonna be saying right here. So as we all know, Bitcoin fell down, which makes me anticipate, and I'm gonna be looking at pre-market Mara tomorrow because I anticipate Mara will fall lower. I strongly believe, and of course I'm not gonna know until tomorrow, but I strongly believe that we are going to break below this final support area. I did change up a little bit of what I said on last video. I actually closed out of all of my short-term trades tomorrow because I want to start fresh with tomorrow's minor structures I'm going to be looking at early in the morning. I strongly believe we're gonna see this bottom one get broken. But regardless, if tomorrow market open we see, or even before market open, around market open, we see Mara trend lower due to Bitcoin being lower, being below $65,000, then I am looking to start doing a very, very short-term day trade because as Bitcoin kind of like starts recovering or showing bullish momentum short-term, even if it doesn't keep, I anticipate that Mara will have early market open, especially within the first hour. I anticipate that Mara is going to have a very, very nice little bit of a green, where we can see a nice potential to buy in and profit off of Mara longs right after market open, and potentially even start buying before market opens on pre-market and then selling shortly after the market opens. I anticipate that, and you guys can watch it as well and kind of see if that does happen. But I do anticipate a really, really nice quick dip that will provide a good buying opportunity, and of course, and that's all going to be determined off of 15-minute time frame. That's going to be determined off of previous lows like we have in this area, and then we have like this low being broken here. All it's going to happen very quickly early in the morning, and I anticipate to just pick up the around market open dip to then try to profit quickly through a corrective candle right after market open, and then I am looking to wait to start taking some short positions. So I want to do some early morning longs, and then do some I want to short the earnings report because I anticipate that this earnings report, regardless if Bitcoin even starts to rise a bit, there's going to be short-term fluctuation. I anticipate that we're going to see some previous supports being tested very quickly, and of course, it's just my opinion, and I really don't recommend anyone to just take aggressive shorts or even longs during earnings on a stock that's so volatile. This is just what I'm doing, and I'm just spilling my brain out here on you guys, just like everything that's up there, just putting it out here on video. But yeah, I do anticipate some early morning quick long positions. I'm gonna be in and out super quick. Um, it's gonna be very clear. There's gonna be some gaps being filled. Just like earlier this morning, we had a very clear uh, today Wednesday session. We had a very clear similar opportunity. I'm expecting that tomorrow as well. And then earnings will be after market um, close, and I'm looking to short the earnings, which will also be a short-term trade as well. I could potentially be out later in market close, but it's most likely going to be a swing trade, uh, potentially depending on what's reported. I anticipate that if there is bearish momentum, it can lead into next week as well. Um, but yeah, Bitcoin did fall recently. Today it did fall. That's gonna push. That's gonna influence Mar to potentially have that quick, um, you know, short entry on, or how do you say it? Not short entry, but a quick opportunity to pick up some longs on some early morning discounted levels as it corrects. Because usually pre-market leading up to market open, we usually see value gaps being filled very, very quickly on that 5 and 15 minute time frame. Um, and then I'm looking to start adding new like 2 to 6 month out long calls. Once we do start seeing a bottom forming, I want to add more to my more my core swing trade on this stock. But yeah, guys, I just wanted to spill all that out on you guys before Mara opens tomorrow, which will be again when earnings are reported. And I just wanted to show you guys what the last earnings report looks like and what my expectations are. Um, I'm expecting positive earnings, not as good as last earnings, but I'm expecting some decent earnings um, coming up soon. And then, of course, everything is just looking really good. It's looking really, really good. I still see some short-term bearish momentum, but we're going to get out of that real soon, especially once Bitcoin finally starts to move towards all-time highs, which again, here are my expectations on what that can look like. So, I hope you guys enjoyed. Hope I made sense during this video. I feel like I repeat myself too much, and I really feel like I derail from what I'm trying to say. I yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed. Have a great day. Take care. Discord, free Discord server down below, as well as my social medias. I'll appreciate a like and a subscribe. I really appreciate everyone's time. And again, take care.